The area of a rectangle is base times height. We can make a little sketch. And this would be the base, and this would be the height. The area of a parallelogram it's also base times height. We just have to be careful when we sketch a parallelogram. When we sketch our parallelogram, we have to find the height on the inside and the base is on the outside.
So you have to
Draw the apothem? No, not quite. Again, you're looking for that perpendicular relationship. Remember how we talked about perpendicular relationships last unit? Yeah. So the height will be perpendicular to the base. So for a parallelogram, the base and height should be perpendicular. Looking for that 90-degree angle. The area of a rhombus comes from the diagonals. It is half times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So D1 is diagonal 1, D2 is diagonal 2. We'll make a little sketch of our rhombus. Remember, a rhombus is... it's not exactly a kite. It's like a square that's been squished because all 4 sides are equal. So that's a rhombus. So diagonal would be here, diagonal would be here. We're finding those lengths, timesing them together, then timesing by half. One more equation. The area of a trapezoid. Is half times the height times base 1 plus base 2 in parentheses. And we'll make a sketch of this. I already kind of showed you a sketch, but we'll sketch it in our quick notes so we have it. So you've got your height. The height should make a perpendicular relationship. Base 1 and base 2, it's talking about these sides. This is base 1. This full length down here would be base 2. So when you are given a diagram, that's what you're looking for. First, I'm going to write down the equation and think about what I know. So the area for a trapezoid is half times the height times base 1 plus base 2. And what information do I know? Do I know A, H, B1, B2? What do I know? We know A and H. We know area is 78. We know H is 6. And again, it's saying what are the possible set of measurements for those two bases. So now I'm going to solve. I'm going to get this parentheses set alone. So I'm going to do half times 6. What's half times 6? 3. So now I'm looking at 78 equals 3 times this thing in parentheses. What would I do next to get the thing with the parentheses by itself? That might make it a little harder. I'm just going to divide both sides by 3. And what's left? 78 divided by 3. What do we get? should get 26.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I have to give a possible set. So what two numbers added together would equal 26? There's a lot of possibilities. 13 and 13. Remember, the bases on a trapezoid have to be different. So not quite 13.
6.5.
14 and 12. That would work. 14 and 12. 24 and 2.
That's an interesting trapezoid.
It is a very interesting trapezoid.
That'd be like 25 and 1.
25 and 1. That would be another interesting trapezoid. I said 20 and 6. There are lots of possibilities, but I like how Jocelyn pointed out 13 and 13 would not make a trapezoid because the bases should not be equal. Are we good with that? The bases on a trapezoid should not be equal, or else it's not a trapezoid. It ends up being a rectangle, right? Right. Questions? Let's look at number 2. The square has a diagonal length of 10. What's its area? Well, let's make a sketch. And let's think about a square. The diagonal has a length of 10. What is its area? Think about your quadrilaterals. A square has equal sides, right? So technically a square is... No, what other shape would a square be?
I don't know.
A rhombus? Technically a square is a more specific rhombus.
Or they could just keep it a square.
Well,
I like that.
what would the other diagonal be in a square? If one diagonal is 10, what would the other diagonal be? 10, okay. So then I'm just going to use my rhombus equation, which is half times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. See how if I think about it as a rhombus, that's not so bad. The diagonals in a square should be equal because of the properties of a square. So we get 50 units squared. 10 times 10 is 100. Half of 100. Questions?
Okay, so the rhombus actually isn't that bad.
The rhombus isn't that bad.
It's the trapezoid.
It's the trapezoid. Questions? We're going to skip number 3. Questions? You ready for your homework? You ready? All right, you're going to do 1 through 7, but you're going to skip 3. Will you cross off 3? And put a little note for number 7, you'll need SOHCAHTOA. Uh-oh.
No.
Put a little note. Skip number 3. For number 7, you will need some SOHCAHTOA.